So I forgot to ask, how do you pronounce your name so that I don't butcher it the entire time?
Sai, it's easy.
Oh, Sai? It's not Venkata or?
I mean, I have four words in my name, but then I prefer Sai because it's easy.
I see, I see. I was like, honestly, I was like looking at it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought my name was like, but
No, no. Come to India, you'll see longer names with 10 words, 15 words in it.
I was in India actually. I went to Goa.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's been
you're
a
in the
while.
correct place.
Yeah. So let's we can begin. Today we have Sai coming to our community talking about his background and data analytics and how he came to a USA as an international student and got a job right after graduation, which is such an accomplishment during this tough job market. So I had to make you come here because we have so many people in the community that mentioned your name, and I was like, oh, interesting. Like that sounds like we if so many people mention your name, that means we have to have you here. So I would love to learn more about you. I know you've been your projects, I've seen your LinkedIn, and your projects been mentioned on some like TV publications or like news channels. I'm not sure which ones, but I was curious to know like how you got into so many things, and how do you keep up with like also being a content creator on LinkedIn and being a guest on so many other like YouTube channels and podcasts such as this one. And thank you for coming to Breaking to Data, and would love to learn more about you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. So, coming to my background, I did my bachelor's in electrical back in India, and then I graduated in 2021. Right after my bachelor's, I moved to United States to pursue my master's in data science at UConn, and then I've graduated in May 2023. When that's the period when the market was at peak, in terms of negativity. But I did get a job in June 2023. I started working as a lead data analyst at BlueCross BlueShield of South Carolina. And during my master's, I did work as a data scientist at Leco for a few months as an intern. And then using that, and then my projects, my competitions, and hackathons that I've participated, I marketed or sold myself on various platforms in the interviews to land this full time job. And then once I got my full-time job, I started helping people like in breaking into data or like job search, because I did face a lot of difficulties as an international student. I didn't want anyone else, or like I thought I could help as many as I can. That's when I started having calls with people who wanted some help, and started to create content also. And then like as time flew, I did get some few opportunities to be on few podcasts, and then like a few founders reached out to me to like create projects so that their products can be used by a huge audience. And like yeah, I mean, it's been like around 7 to 8 months since I've started creating content, and then it's been a great journey as of now. Looking forward to like creating more such content, and like mainly it's not about content but the people I meet, like yourself, and then a lot of other people who are doing great on the platform. This something I learn from every call I have, like even if they're studying, if they're working, there's something that you learn from everyone's journey. So that's what I believe. So I have calls with multiple people every day, or like some calls will be me guiding them, the other calls will be me getting guidance. So either way, I have calls every day.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, it looks like you're in the trenches, inside in the middle of everything.
Yeah, that's there.
Yeah, tell us more how did you come to the data industry and what brought you here?
First thing, as I mentioned, I did my bachelor's in electrical, which was not at all related to computer science or data field. But then during my final year, I had a course called SQL, because I didn't know what SQL was when I was in my final year of bachelor's. And then I I had to take SQL, to be honest, and then I had to take basics of machine learning also as part of elective. That's how I got introduced to the world of data. But then I'm very good at math from my young age, so I was able to understand it easily, and then like I was able to understand math behind the algorithms in machine learning, and then SQL was like good to, like, it's like English, at least in the beginner level. If you know good English, SQL shouldn't be a problem until to learn or to clear interviews. So then I thought I'll give it a try for masters. I've always wanted to go to masters in electrical, but then once I have taken those two electives, which changed my perspective, I canceled my applications for electrical major and then applied for data science major. It's like a decision
Wow.
I took in span of 2 to 3 weeks. I canceled those electrical applications. I did get admitted in one of those college universities by that time, but then I thought I'll move to data field because I know math, and then the field is booming, the data science field. So I thought I'll give it a try, and then I came to United States to pursue masters at UConn. And during my masters, I did participate in a lot of competitions, hackathon. I had my surroundings were really good. Like the people around me, they have always wanted to learn or like want to explore or like enthusiastic. So we teamed up and then participated in multiple competitions, hackathon, won in few of them, and then like either way we got the contacts from for of the judges and all the people in the who are participating in the competition. And then being a fresher, it was difficult to land the job, but then like using the contacts and then the competitions and the Lego internship I had, I was able to get a few interviews and then converted BlueCross, lead data analyst at BlueCross.
Wow.
The
That
journey
sounds like you
wasn't
had,
easy,
yeah.
but it's worth it.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a lot of like you had so how long was the masters? Was it a 1 year or 2 year?
It's like flexible, but then I graduated in 15 months.
Oh wow. Wow. And you had one internship during that or
Yeah, one internship. I came to United States in Jan 2022. My internship was from October 2022 to Jan 2023. Like it's a 4 month internship with Lego. And then I graduated in May 2023.
wow. Do you think like that internship was instrumental in like landing a job or what do you think like you contributed to you getting a job straight after graduation the most?
Yeah, that's for sure. Internship had a lot of impact on my profile. To be honest, after joining Blue Cross, like once I got a good rapport with my manager, like say 3 to 4 months after joining, I had asked him like, what was the main reason that you selected me for this job? So then he mentioned that the work you done at Lego, and then my manager, and then my director, they loved the work that I have done at Lego. So that's the reason they told that they have selected me over the experienced candidates. So that was good to
Wow.
hear.
Nice. What kind of work did you do at Lego to help
Mostly
them?
like it was combination of data analytics and data science. So I did build a few machine learning models and deep learning models, and then data analysis part, I did use Tableau to create some dashboards, and then found some underlying insights for Lego, which was helpful for the Legos team to understand what went wrong and then what's going on. And then I did build a few forecast models for them to understand how their sales gonna be in upcoming quarters. So that was something that was even Lego liked it, and then I was able to use that to promote my, like, sell myself.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting like how it's I don't know, I'm just curious how you were able to get an internship at such a like a big company when you just came in for the masters and like it was your first one of the first I guess professional experiences in America. Like what led up to it? Did you network in your university or how did that play out?
It was through my university. So what happens is Lego comes to our university every semester to seek to take some graduate students, like say a few from masters, few from MBA. So for when I came into United States, I did apply for first semester, but then I didn't get selected, and then
Mm.
I thought I had to change. I had to stand out from the crowd. So that's when in the first semester, I participated in a machine learning competition conducted by Travelers Insurance Company, and then I won that competition, and then all the professors got to know my name, and then the university people, like, they got to know my name. So I had built like step on step from there, like meeting different professors, participating in competitions or webinar, like being active in all the events. And then for the fall semesters, I had applied again. I sent my resume, and then I got in directly. So they chose 3 master students and then 2 MBA students to work for Lego team for 4 months. So it was through networking, but using my technical skills. So it's like combination of both.
Did you have to make like projects for like clubs or like did you show your you mean like what do you mean by technical? How did you show it?
Yeah, I was also president for data analytics club at UConn for 2 semesters, and I was also a TA for SQL for one semester, and then I did work as a math tutor for 2 semesters. So all of these skills and then the competitions all together had a good impact on my portfolio. So using this, my professor selected me, and then even Lego people liked my resume and the work that have been like I was doing until that point. So that's how I got into the internship.
I see. Yeah, that's awesome to hear, you know, cuz like I don't think many people realize how important it is to be active in your community when you're in the university because there's a lot of resources and opportunities no matter where you
Exactly.
are. That's awesome.
We just have
And
to
it's
explore, meet people.
yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, cuz I wish I'd known, you know. I knew you back then. But great. Why don't we hop into your like professional life after the graduation? How was the job search for you? How many like job applications you submitted and like interviews you had?
Yeah, so first, as I mentioned, I was a fresher. Like, I didn't apply for any job back in India because I knew I wanted to go to United States. So I didn't apply for any job. I didn't have a proper resume. I had a resume that I used to get admissions, and then I got in with that resume. And then once I got in, that was a 2 page resume, to be honest, for a fresher. And then that was very bad. And then but I got to know that United States, at least for freshers, they require 1 page resume. So I had multiple sessions with the career coaches at UConn, and then
Mm,
they helped me in drafting my resume, and then like rephrasing, and then they told what's good and what's bad, and then how to make it better. So with the few changes that I have mentioned, what they have told me, I made the updates and then started looking for job in from Jan, I would say mid of Jan 2023. I was in India for a month. I went to visit my family and then came back after vacation. So mid of Jan 2023, I started looking for a full-time job because I was graduating in May 2023. So a semester before my graduation date, I started looking for a job. So initial 2 months was very bad because like I was just using the same resume, and then my LinkedIn was very bad because I didn't know what was good. I didn't know what's good and what's bad. I applied to over 700 jobs or 750 in the first 2 months.
wow.
Like I was nowhere. I was doing like mass applications. To be honest, I don't want to lie. Don't want to lie. But then doing mass applications, like no networking, just apply every day, as many
Mm,
as I could. And then I thought I was nowhere. Then I knew something was wrong. So then I had to take. I put a personal career coach for myself, but from India. So and then they helped me, like they told me what's good and what's wrong, and then I had to pay a lot of money to a lot of people in getting some career guidance. And that's when I got to know how to network. That's when I knew I had to get referrals, I had to network, I had to increase my
mm,
visibility, you have to tailor your resume to job description, try to stand out in the interview, don't just answer the question. Like I got to know the interview trips from A to Z, like say from applying to job to talking in interviews. So I schedule a lot of calls with a lot of people in data field and be it in the career coaching field. That's when in within the span of 2 months, I applied for another 400 to 500 jobs, and then but then I had around 30 to 40 screening calls, and then half of
mm.
them I lost because I'm international student, and then they can't sponsor me. So I was left with 10 to 15 interviews. And then the half of them I lost because I'm a fresher, and then the rest I had like four left in my hand, and then for two of them I was in the final round, and then I got rejected, and then one of them I converted. But then I converted the lead role, but not the data analyst role. So that's one thing I'm proud of.
Wow. How did you manage to become a lead right away?
Yeah, and then during that's one thing. I was also president of Data Analytics Club, as I mentioned. So I was leading a lot of people and then
Mm,
managing people. That experience helped me. And then in the competitions and hackathons that I won or participated, I was leading my team for few of them. And then even in the Lego project, I was the lead, like point of contact between Lego team and then university and then to my team. So I told my all these accomplishments during my interview. So and then they were fine with that. Like I told them, if given an opportunity, I can do the same. And then I've managed a lot of people in multiple, like say Data Analytics Club. There
mm.
were there were hundreds of people. So I was managing a club and then doing my masters. And then it all happened in same semester. Like Lego internship, I got elected as a president for Data Analytics Club, and then I was doing my masters, four courses in a semester. So I was able to manage all of them and then lead a team in and participating in three competitions during that semester. So it was like a packed semester for me, the fall 2022 semester. So I've told all my accomplishments and then told them how I would manage if I were hired for this role. So and then they liked it. And then one thing I've done differently was during my first or second round of interview, I had asked them if I were hired for this role, what would I work on? So they were generous enough to tell me the project. And then in the next interview, I went with a slide and a draft solution that I would work if I were hired. So I think that got
Wow.
me.
Wow. That is so cool.
Yeah, we
They
just have to
must have been like,
stand out.
they must have been like, this guy, we need to hire him.
There's a lot of competition out there. Like they use every opportunity you get to stand out from the crowd.
Wow, that's incredible. That's very inspiring, actually. Yeah, that's wow. I'm impressed already.
Thank you.
Awesome. And like that's interesting how like you managed to grow two skills at the same time, like leadership skills, communication skills, and your technical skills. And like how did you approach them? I think I already understand like how you did the communication and leadership part with your projects, but how did you manage the skill part at the same time?
You mean technical skills?
Yes, technical skills.
Technical skills during summer, like I didn't have a part time, so I was using that time to, as an intensive student, we generally work for 20 hours a week. But then in the first two semesters, I didn't have a part time. I mean, I didn't get a part time. Only in my third semester and fourth semester, I had part time. So I didn't work for 20 hours a week in the first two semesters. So I used that time to build projects, take courses on Udemy and Coursera, and then participate in competitions. So in the first two semesters, I got good knowledge on technical skills, and then in third semester, so I started implementing those on competitions or like other competitions with my professors. I've teamed up with my professors and then participated in a few competitions, and then I got into Lego also. So all this together helped me. I mean, the good thing was I didn't get a part time, so I was able to use that time off.
I see. And how many projects did you have to make before you got your internship?
Uh, it wasn't high. It was like 4 to 5, I think. So two of them are from masters, like a capstone project, and then all those small projects that we do for courses. I wouldn't count them, but then they are projects, and then there's a lot of learning from them because I we team up with a lot of people, and then we discuss, so our skills develop, and if to count the main projects, I would count my competitions as projects. Like I've participated in 4 to 5 and then two hackathons. So I used like I swapped them based on job description, which industry it is or like which tools they use. So I used the relevant competition and then my capstone project and then my Lego internship. So I had like three projects and then one internship on my resume along with skill section and education on my resume. That's all.
Wow. Wow. That's impressive. That's I'm just like I already feel dizzy just like going through everything that you just said. How do you I just naturally want to ask how do you manage your energy levels and like time and like focus on all those things?
Uh, I to be honest, I don't have any responsibilities apart from being successful in my career or getting a job. And then like I had a good circle around me, and then we go out, we roam. I'm not gonna lie, we went to partying and then everything. But then when we do party, we enjoy, and then when do we do want to study, we put in 100% efforts, like be it assignments, we sit together and do, and then we share our knowledge, sometimes answers, but like everything like how a master student do or like any student would do. And then when we have to enjoy, we did enjoy. When we have to study or when we have to put in efforts, we did put those efforts for sure. So, and then we were not diverted, like we were not over studying or overworking, and then we were not
Mm.
over partying or over enjoying. So we made sure that we had balance. We did go to trips and then we did go to conferences. So we did both of the things.
Wow, that's amazing. So, do you have like one friend group that you did all these things together with? Oh,
We
that's
were a
so
group of
cool.
13.
Oh, wow. Are you still in touch with them?
Yeah, I'm going to
That's
meet like
amazing.
few of them in the next month in Dallas.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, and I know you prepared a presentation for us. I'm curious to see it, and let us know if you want to tell us what it's going to be about.
Yeah, it's gonna be about mostly like skills required for data analyst, and then I'll be talking about your resume, like how it should be and how it shouldn't, and then your LinkedIn, how you can optimize it, like few tips on that, and then tools that I have used when I was searching for job, and then tools that have been released in the past few months because of Chat GPT and Google Bard, and then which is like the job search is I mean searching for a job is easier, but then getting a job is difficult right now. But there are a lot of tools
Yeah.
to that you can use to automate it or like stand out from the crowd.
That's so
Go
cool. I'm
through
so
all of them.
excited. Let's go. Let's dive in.
Yep.
Okay, go on then. But as long as, just a second, Raman can see it, we're gonna be okay. Raman says she can see, so that's the most important thing. Okay, uh,
Okay. So yeah. Okay.
go ahead.
I was talking about Excel, I believe. So Excel might not be on the job description, but then you're expected to know it, like say from basic functions to advanced. If you know, that's good. And then SQL, and then it's the other way. Uh, Even if you might not use SQL at work, but then you'll get questions in the interview for sure. So make sure your SQL skills are like more than intermediate and then less than advanced based on the role you're for applying for a senior role. It's good to know advanced skills in SQL, or if you're applying for a junior data analyst or like getting started, it's good to have beginner knowledge, intermediate knowledge, and then a few projects like say data analysis, cleaning using SQL, and for solving a few lead code questions or like say on different platforms, which I'll be discussing later on. So try to solve a few questions, interview questions, and then a case studies and a lot of things on SQL. So the more you know in SQL, the better your interview will be. And then once you analyze your data, you got to make a report or dashboard and find insights. So that's where Tableau or Power BI comes in. And then there's always a clash between people are saying Tableau is better, and then few people say Power BI is better. And I think it doesn't matter as long as you know one. Like I knew Tableau before joining this role, but then I was asked about Power BI if I knew Power BI or not during the interview. I told my manager that I know Tableau, but then since both of them are visualization tools, the skills are transferable and then I can learn in no time. So they were fine with it and then they hired me. So make sure that you learn one of the tools perfectly or like having very good knowledge, and then the skills are transferable. And same goes with AWS, Azure, or GCP. So if you know AWS, you can learn Azure and GCP in no time. So same goes the other way. If you know Azure, learning AWS and GCP won't be an issue. So let the hiring team know that I know this, I can learn this because these both are similar in these ways. And then Python, having Python knowledge is an add-on, and most data analytics role might not require Python, but it's always good to learn because when you move up the corporate ladder, like say in terms of data engineering roles or data scientist roles, it's good to have Python knowledge, like say few packages. For data analysis, you can use pandas, numpy, seaborn, or matplotlib. And then when you move to machine learning or deep learning, you'll be using TensorFlow, scikit-learn, or like uh, Keras, other advanced modules, NLTK, if you're dealing with data science or NLP roles. And then once you are done with learning the skills required, the tools like Excel, SQL, visualization tool, like cloud tool, having cloud knowledge is also very important because for junior roles it might not be required, but then if you know it, you're ahead of your competition. Like very few people learn a cloud tool. But then if you know it, you can tell the interviewer that I have knowledge on cloud too, so they don't have to hire someone else for that work. Maybe in future, if there's a project, or if they're shifting, transferring or their data from like one place to like one database from local from servers to a cloud tool, so you can help them. So in that way you'll stand out from the crowd. So you have to find ways to showcase your skills and then stand out from your competition. And then once you're learning these skills, do projects, a lot of projects, not to put on your resume, but then for you to understand why each tool is important or why each skill is important, like data cleaning, data validation, data analysis, and then modeling part, like building relationships between multiple tables, and then databases, pulling data from different databases and then making sense of it, or data cleaning. There'll be a lot of there are a lot of things that you have to do for a data project. And one thing I would recommend is, when you're doing a project, don't just use one tool. Don't just get the data from web and then build a dashboard directly. Don't get data from web and then do analysis directly on SQL and then put it on your resume. So try to integrate different tools, like how you would do in industry. In industry, what happens is the data is stored in SQL, MySQL or SQL Server, and then we pull data and then clean it and then make some initial analysis on SQL, and then connect that to a Power BI or Tableau, and then make a report or dashboard, and then find insights on it. So replicate the same in your projects also. Use Excel for basic analysis, or like basic data cleaning, and then SQL for advanced data analysis, or like creating new columns, or like updating your existing data, and like using finding top three or top five, or sales or basic analysis. And then when you go to Tableau or Power BI, when you're building the report using multiple columns, putting filters, and then when you're making it dynamic, you get to dig in deeper. So that's where you can stand out from the crowd. Like whenever I see a lot of resumes or people getting into data, they only use one of the tools. They make 10 projects but then using 10 tools. But then if you make three projects by integrating all three tools in three of them, that would help you a lot. I mean, your profile will be far better than the person who has done 10 projects. And once you build the project, don't forget to build your portfolio. You can build your portfolio on GitHub, or like Card or Jotter Wolf. So you can update your links, source code, or all the databases into GitHub, and then make sure to have comments on that. And then like, it doesn't have to be beautiful, but then the content needs to be amazing. So don't worry about having a beautiful website, but then at least for now, once you get into job, you can take the premium versions and then work on it. But then to get started, make sure you have a portfolio where you can showcase all your projects. That's all you need. It doesn't have to be beautiful, but then if you can make, that's good. But then don't make it complicated for people to navigate in your portfolio. So make it simple until you get into the field. So once you get in, you can make it complicated, and even the project should be complicated once you get in. And then once you're done with your skills, the next thing would be, or the thing you have to do parallelly or simultaneously, would be building your resume. So in the resume section, you need to add your experience, previous experience if you have any, and then your projects, which we were discussing before, and then the skills or certifications that you have done. And a lot of people text me, do should we do any certification? Can you recommend any certification? I generally do not recommend any certification. Like if that, I wouldn't say that it's helpful for sure, but then it only matters when you're doing when you're learning something out of it and making something out of it. Like doing a certification will not take much time. Like say any person, I come from electrical background and then I can do a certification. People who, you like say you are coming from computer science background, you are doing a certification, maybe you can do it in 1 month, I can do it in 2 months. But then the difference between you and me should be like, if I had done a project after doing the certification, it matters more than the certification. So what I would recommend is, do certifications, that's not a problem, but then make sure you build a project out of the learnings. That's when it matters. So during your interviews, you can always say, I did a certification in Azure or AWS, or like say Tableau. I've written this exam and then I became Tableau desktop specialist. Okay, but why or what now? So tell them that I have done this project based on the skills that I've learned from this certification using these tools, and then these are my outcomes of this project. That's when it matters more. So make sure to build a project or projects after doing a certification. And every bullet point. Most of the resumes I review on regular basis, they only write that they have done this, they have done that using Python, SQL, and that was it. So most people don't mention the impact. So it's not, companies don't just care about what you have done, but they mostly care about impact of what you have done. So you build a machine learning model, say, okay, what was it used for? That's what company care about. Like, did it make money? Did it reduce the loss? Did it save time? That's what matters. Say you were writing SQL queries. Okay, you were writing SQL queries using advanced functions like CTs. Okay, anyone can write it, but then why did you write it? So you were optimizing the queries, you increase the readability, and then you optimized queries which saved 30% of runtime, which is money. You're saving time, which is money for a company. So it's not just about what you have done, but impact of what you have done matters a lot more than what you have done. So make sure to go through each point in your resume and then see if there's impact or not. Same for machine learning, you're building a model, okay, and did you reduce the precision or recall? If it's a classification for regression, are you increasing, like reducing your error, like the impact, or like where was it used? Okay, did you increase the sales or like reduce the workload of your customers? Like say you are building a recommendation system on Amazon, so it has increased the sales. So if you write that you have increased the sales of the app by building a recommendation system, that's way more effective than writing I've built a recommendation system for Amazon. So make sure the is in impact is present in the work that you have done. And a lot of times it's difficult to get those numbers or like impact. So feel free to reach out to your colleagues or like to your teammates or your managers that you have worked with, and then ask them if they can help you with what exactly was the impact that you have created. So they'll be more than happy to help. If not, think of it like why you were doing, so you'll find answer, but it might take some time. But if it's always good to have that impact in the work that you have done. And highlight the tools, like say you were using Python, SQL, or Power BI. So if you highlight the impact or the tools, it will be like a eye catching for the recruiters or hiring managers or any person that looks at your resume. So once your resume is done, or like simultaneously, again everything needs to be done simultaneously. Don't just wait for that perfect day uh, to learn all these skills, and then don't wait for that perfect day to start making your resume. There's no perfect day, and then you will never be ready, trust me. So there's something new that you will be seeing every day, and every day you'll be learning something new. So as you learn your skills, start building on your resume. Because like say you are learning a lot of tools and skills, making a lot of projects, one project after another project and after another project. By the time you work on few projects, you'll forget about your first project, and then you might not know what to write on your resume. So you have done a project, write it on your resume, or write it in a Word document that you can use it later on to build your resume. So make sure everything is being done parallelly. Your developing your skills, your resume, your LinkedIn, your networking, everything needs to be done simultaneously. So make sure to spend some time every week or every day based on your situation or schedule. And then the next thing would be LinkedIn. As international students, LinkedIn is very important for us, because most people, when you get interviews like recruiters, hiring managers, they see our LinkedIn profiles before they set up interview. Because like say you get an interview, you stalk the interviews because you get their emails and then their names if in the invite, and then they stalk us also. So it's always good to have a optimized LinkedIn profile to get interview calls. And then if someone wants to send a interview invite directly, even if you haven't applied, so they would use LinkedIn. So like if your LinkedIn doesn't say that you have done this project, if your LinkedIn doesn't say that you have this certification, if your LinkedIn doesn't say that you have won this competition, if your LinkedIn doesn't say that you worked at Google or Apple or any other company, it doesn't matter even if you have done all those. So make sure that your LinkedIn is updated. The first thing would be your professional headshot, and then your I'll share my LinkedIn. Let me see if I can do that. It'll be more effective, I think. And then show what sections that you can include. So first thing is your professional headshot, and then if you're looking, since you're looking for opportunities, make sure to have open to work banner, and then a good cover photo which showcases your skills and everything, like your accomplishments and everything, and then your headline which says that your what titles you're looking for, the tools. I've changed it after getting the job, but then make sure to include the skills, and then what's the masters that you're doing, and then what are the target titles that you're looking for, and then what can you get, uh, what do you get on your plate. And then here I put my top mate link. Here feel free to add your GitHub link or your portfolio link. So yes, if you have premium, I think you can add the option, yeah, you can add a link at your profile. And then I think if you're working and then want to shift to another job, there's this new option in LinkedIn where you can put an open to work banner just for the recruiters outside your organization. So people in your organization wouldn't know that you're looking for an opportunity. So make sure to have LinkedIn Premium. It has amazing features. And then you can also track your analytics. So people who have viewed your profile, and then search appearance, if you're appearing for the titles that you're looking for, like say you're looking for data analyst but you're being found for mechanical engineer, so that wouldn't make any sense. So then something is wrong with your LinkedIn. You're not being found for the skills that you are looking for. And then your about section, make sure to include your past, present, future, and then what are your accomplishments and what are you looking for, and then how they can reach out to you, and then where's your GitHub link. So this is how they can reach out to me. And then you can add your top skills. So this is a new feature in LinkedIn. I think it's only for premium again, so it increases chance of being found in the search appearances. And then your featured section. So I've changed it after getting the job, but then during my job search, I had my projects here, and then my resume. So if someone wants to see your resume before reaching out to you, so they can look at your resume here. So you can add a lot of things here. I put my podcast and other things. So you can put all your achievements here, and then your projects, or like you have done a publication, you won a competition, you were you're founder of some club or something. Like if you have been featured somewhere, like make sure to showcase all your accomplishments in the featured section. And then if you post, if you create content, that's great because it increases your visibility, and then you'll get to know a lot of people in the industry, and then you can learn a lot from them. Trust me, like you can get free mock interviews, you can get free guidance if you're posting every day. So there'll be a lot of advantages if you are active on LinkedIn. You don't have to become a content creator, but then just post your projects, share your knowledge, share your certifications, and then if you have attended a conference or webinar, post about it. Like if you met someone in the industry and then learn something from them, take a photo with them and then post about it. It's as simple as that. And your experience. So if you have any previous experience, add it. And this is my Lego internship that I was talking about. And then your education, my master's and my bachelor's, and then I was president of Data Analytics Club, and then I was also a tutor and then graduate teaching assistant for SQL. So I put all those, and then my coursework, and then this is my bachelor's. These are my licenses and certifications. And then the projects, like as I mentioned, you would have done a few projects during your masters, or like in your free time, or back in India, or like back in any other country. So mention those projects here, and then add the skills that you have used in the project. You can also add your skills here. I think the count is the maximum limit is 100. Recently there was an update, I think, but you can add your skills here and get endorsements from your classmates, or like your professors or your colleagues. So the more you have, the good it is for you, like the visibility or the search appearance number increases if you have more of these. And then recommendations. So recommendations are very helpful. I did reach out to my professors to give me a recommendation. So this is Jennifer Ego is my professor, and then Dijavo was my colleague at Lego internship, and then also my classmate. So I did have a few other recommendations, and then give recommendations to your colleagues if I've worked with them. Get recommendations from your colleague, or like team members, or like anyone that I have worked with. So they matter a lot. And that's for the LinkedIn. Make sure it's optimized and then network a lot, and then use this search bar. It's a golden it's like a gold mine. So you'll get lot of people, you can find a lot of people and then do a lot of things with that search bar. And yeah, when coming to, once you're done with your skills, or like parallelly what you have to do when you're doing your masters or bachelor's and as an intelligence student, or like as an student, don't just rely on LinkedIn for openings. There are other job boards like Indeed, Glassdoor, Dice, Lensa, Handshake, many other job boards. Like say Simplify has also some jobs. Like I see a lot of job boards every day. So make sure to spend some time on other job boards also, and then use Boolean search, like hiring data analyst in the LinkedIn search bar, hiring data scientist, and then just type in for hiring managers or recruiters, talent acquisition specialists. So you get people, and then put a filter like actively hiring, or put a location filter, or put your first connections, and then connect with the people from the Boolean search. So that's how you can activate your hidden job market. So by connecting with people. And the other thing that I have mentioned, go to conferences, events, competitions, hackathons, not just to win, but then to meet people. So I usually go to a lot of conferences or events, be it online or in person, not to win or to give presentation, but then to talk with the people and then get their contacts. So this, because we can learn from them, and then it's like give and take. Like you give to, like if they need something, you help them. If you need something, they'll help you. I mean, not everyone will help, but then it's always good to have more contacts and tell your resume. And then there are a lot of amazing tools that I'll tell you in some time. And then getting referrals using your alumni, or like people you have met during your masters, or like people you have made had calls in your LinkedIn, using your LinkedIn. And then your alumni is your best shot to get referrals. If you take data of previous 3 to 4 years, they'll be working at amazing companies, like in amazing positions. They'll be in senior level, or like they might have graduated recently, they know your struggles. So because you have the common tag of same university, the probability of them accepting your request is way more than the strangers accepting your request and then giving you time or referral. So make sure to use your alumni network for sure. And then if you have made some connections in your community during your masters or anything, so feel free to text them. Never hesitate to text people. The worst thing is they'll ignore you, but then if you haven't texted them, you'll have guilt. So getting ignored is far better than having that guilt of not texting people. So message them, send a request, ask for their time, get rejected, get ignored. But then don't have that guilt of, maybe if I texted that person that day, I would have gotten job. So you shouldn't get these thoughts, but then your thoughts should be like, I've texted that person, they haven't replied, maybe that's why I didn't get the job. So it should be like that, but not, if I had done that, if I had done that. So make sure to not get that thought. And then the last slide is the job search tools. So like when I was looking for a job, like we only had few tools like Resume Worded or Job Scan, Career Flow. But now we have a lot of amazing tools like Teal or Simplify, where you can tailor your resume to every job description in less than 2 minutes if you have the premium version. And then to check if it's ATS friendly or not, you can use Resume Worded, Job Scan, Teal, and then it shows if the format is wrong, or what are the keywords missing, if there's any grammatical errors or like formatting issues. You can, there are a lot of tools that you can use these days, but I would recommend Teal or Simplify for that tool, because it's like an all-in-one tool. And for even for LinkedIn, you can use careerflow.ai. So, and it also saves job description. Like say I lost an interview, I mean I didn't get a job because I didn't save the job description. I got the interview call, but then I didn't know what to prepare for. So I couldn't prepare much, and I lost the job. And from then I started saving job descriptions in my in an Excel sheet, but then it was a time taking process. And that's when I found out about careerflow.ai. So it's like a toggle on your LinkedIn, so you can just tap on it, and then it scrapes the data on your web and then adds it to a Zira board. So if you get a call, you can visit your Zira board and then see what's the job description for that, and then prepare accordingly. And that's about job tracking. Even Jota Wolf does the same. It scrapes your web and then creates a Zira board in the backend for you to go back and see what's the job description. It also scrapes the company name, the title, salary, whatever it can scrape from the web. And you know about Workday. So you have to fill the your name, all the details, multiple times, like hundreds of times every week. So you can use simplify to automate that. Like if you fill it once, it automatically applies, it automatically fills all the details, so it saves like 80% of your application filling time. So that's one thing you can use. And then the premium version is also amazing. Coming to sponsorship, we international students, we need sponsorship. So you can use F1 hire for that. So they'll mention the if the company had sponsored, and then what was the conversion rate if they had sponsored for students before. Use that. But then if it says zero, apply for it either way, because you never know, the company might like your skills, and then they might sponsor you, so you never know. So don't reject yourself, let the recruiter or hiring team do that. And the interview preparation, which is very important. Even getting call is important, and then converting that call to a job offer is very important. So for data science and data analytics, I would recommend the interview query. It has a lot of case studies, Python questions, SQL, and then obviously lead code. All of you know about lead code. So interview preparation is also important, your technical skills, and then your communication skills, behavioral questions. So make sure to uh, get some mock interviews from your university, because there'll be a lot of resources in your university. So talk with your university and then get few mock interviews, and or else get some, pay some money to the career coaches, or like people. There are a lot of people who do it for free in the data science field, and then they work in like good amazing companies, Google, Meta. So spend some time on LinkedIn to connect with people. So these are the uses of knowing people in from different companies in different positions. So if you need help for a mock interview, or like if you want to know the process for that particular company, you can connect with them and ask with them. So the more people you know, the better it is. So build your network around it, and then get mock interviews so that you feel confident during your interviews. It will be a game changer if you can stand out from the crowd. And when you're answering for a question, don't just answer it. Like say if they ask you, have you used CTEs before, like your answer might be, yeah, I've used it. Or like, don't give simple answers, one line answers. Let them know that, yeah, I've used CTEs, like mainly dense rank, or rank functions, or row number, or lag and lead function during this particular situation, and then I was able to make this analysis, and then this is how they use that analysis. So if you see the difference between first answer, where I've just told them that I've used it, and then these are the like, and if you tell the definition of CTE, that's okay. But the second answer, where you're telling that, yeah, I have used them, and then this is where I used it, and this was the output of uh, that analysis. So let them know that you have done that before, and then you can do it again. So give the interviewer that confidence that you can do it, he can do it, she can do it. So make sure to stand out when you're answering. Use star schema, or like make sure it's again about impact. So it's not if you know or not. Anyone can learn SQL and then say, I know CTEs, I know window functions, I know group by. But then if you had used it and then made some impact out of it, that's what matters more than just knowing the definitions or just knowing the tool. So it's not about just knowing the tool, but then what can you do with the tool? So that's what matters more than knowing the tool, because it can be learned easily. And then, yep, Q&A.
This was an amazing rundown. Yes, thank you for sharing. How so? Let's get in with the questions then. Feel free to choose on the right side. I think there was first one. How do you find about conferences and events?
Yeah, the most underrated one is your university emails. Most of us might ignore them, but then just open them and see. There'll be a lot of events happening in the city. There'll be university will be sending you an email. So register. And then the other thing is, if you do a simple Google search, like say you're living in Hartford, like I was in Stanford, and then New York City is near to me. So if I just Google events in healthcare or events in data analytics around me, Google will tell you if there's any event around you. So most of them will be free. Some of them will be $10 $20. Like spend that. It's like investment towards better tomorrow. So make sure to attend them. What should be answered for sponsorship? So this is a dirty trick I used, and until initially I used to put S, and then I used to get rejected. But then I knew I could. I'm better than. I'm better. So I started putting no, and then when I get an interview, I tell them I need sponsorship. If they like my profile, they'll let me get into other rounds. If they don't like, they'll reject me. But then I have the contact of HR now, or the recruiter. So That's what I use it to do. How to show impact in your academic or personal projects? So that's a good question. So maybe it might not have impact directly at the company level, but then like you're reducing error, like say you're building machine learning model, and then it's not about just accuracy. You have used grid search to increase the precision and recall, so maybe, and then reduce the error in a regression model. That's an impact that you're making by putting in extra efforts like grid search. So find those points that you can use. Or conferences do you usually attend? Mostly data conferences. If you're a computer science student, you can attend those, like based on your niche or major. If you are attending a data conference, most people will be data people, so it's easy for you to talk with them, break the ice, and then get their context. Even after telling the resume, the issue would be your competition. Like you might have 10 years of experience, you might know everything, but then your competition might have 11 years of experience, and then they might know better than you. And the other reason could be from the company side, the position might have been in the hold, or like they might have found someone internal, or they might have forgotten to delete the role from the website. So there are a lot of cases that we need to consider when we are getting a reject.
Yeah, and may I add to that too? I think like don't you think some as you said, remember when you were just starting out applying for the positions, you applied for 700 of them but didn't hear as much. Do you think it might be relevant because you don't have the referrals or what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to add that, like referrals. So try to get as many referrals as you can, and then even after getting a referral you might get rejected, but then if you can ask the person who's referring to you, if they can connect you with the hiring team or the recruiter directly, that's the best referral that you can get. It's not everyone can do a referral. It's just like putting their name in application, or like they
Mm.
just applying uploading your resume. But if you can ask the person to go an extra mile and ask them if they
Mhm.
can connect with the person, or like give the insider details, that's the best thing. How to tailor the cover letter? You can use a lot of AI tools like say chat gpt or career flow, but then make sure that it looks like human written, because it's easy to find if it's an AI written. So give a prompt saying that try to write like a human or something, or at least it's easy to find from 10 miles away. Just one.
Oh, DSA. Did you have
Okay,
any
some
DSA?
DSA is required for like top companies, like say for Walmart, Amazon, or like say Mang companies, like top 10. But then for the other roles, it might not be required. But then if you have that knowledge, it's always good. I only know basics, to be honest. I'm still learning DSA because like I want to get into good ones later on. But it's if you're getting into good companies, they'll expect first, because your competition will be from computer science students, not people like me from electrical to data science. I would recommend Glassdoor or Dice, Handshake. And if your university also will be sending some emails that there's opening in this company, would you like to apply? So make sure to follow up on those emails. And then hidden job market also. Try to reach out to the people, and then find people and their companies and then their career websites.
Mhm.
What is the best way to apply for a position as soon as? I mean, like if it's released, you can see on their career website. So feel free to go to company's career website and apply for it directly from the website. I would recommend that.
Awesome. I think your speed of answering the questions is like too fast. People are not keeping up. Guys, take advantage of Sai here while he's here. The man is busy. Okay. Is there any
I
extension?
don't think there are any extensions for if a job has been posted. Maybe not yet. There'll be one for sure in time. If with the pace at which AI is taking over, so you can expect one soon.
Yeah. By the way, Sai, like I was wondering, you said once you started getting those like interviews, how were the rounds? How does it look like for a data analyst? How many rounds are there? What kind of questions you would should expect?
So typically, you can expect minimum of 3 rounds. if you're lucky, you get in a job with 2 rounds, but then the worst case would be minimum 3 and maximum 6 or 7 or sometimes 8, based on the company. Like if it's a top company like Mang or JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs, all these companies have typically 6 to 8 rounds. So but for a normal company, like it would be like 3 to 5 rounds max. So first one would be your hiring manager or recruiter round, where they'll see if you need sponsorship or if you're fit or not, like if you can communicate well or not, and then is the salary range matching or not, and then they'll reject you or send you to the other rounds. And then the next one can be technical or behavioral, based on the or coding round. There might be live coding, or you can get a take home assessment, or like share your screen and then code for 2 hours 3 hours. I have done that a lot of times, like shared my screen, coded in SQL, Python, build dashboards in Power BI or Tableau. So it varies from company to company and role to role, but then you can expect technical behavioral assessment or like live coding, based on the role and then complexity of the job.
Hmm.
How to
Wow. I
show
didn't know. I
impact?
didn't know you share a screen and do Tableau. Okay.
Yeah, I was doing it like I did it for 2 roles. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Some projects, for example.
Like research project related to probability, but without publication system. You can post. You mean where you can host them or post
Hmm.
them? If you
Yeah.
want to post, you can use LinkedIn. But if you want to host, GitHub would be the perfect place.
Yeah. GitHub has GitHub
Publication.
Pages. Yeah. It allows you to post like a website, but I think it's free also, GitHub Pages.
Yeah, is careerflow.ai free? Yeah, for webs for saving the job description, it's free. But then if you want to use the advanced ones, like say resume or like your LinkedIn, even LinkedIn evaluation is free. At least when I was looking for job, but not sure now, because there's a lot of competition out there with the tools also. So I think if you could check the platform, you'll find out about the pricing. Angel. In an hour. I mean, it if you're early, that's good. But then if you're not early, that's not in our hands, to be honest, because we don't know when each company will post. Like they might post in the morning, evening, and then at one team even in the same company, one team might be posting their opening in the afternoon, one team might be posting their in the morning. So as soon as possible, like whenever you see, that's the best thing that you can do, because we can't go change the time and then apply for the job. So if you see for a opening up, go for it. That's it, because it's not in our hands. As a fresher, how to stand out from experienced candidates? Yeah, by doing projects in a different way. Like say, usually what people do is get data from Kaggle or university websites and build a project. Like say, if you can scrape the data from web and then make a project, that's good. You won a competition, you published a paper, that's good. Like you're doing all of this, that's amazing. So different ways to stand out from the crowd. Data engineering role, like to be honest, I don't have much knowledge on data engineering role, but then if you follow Jack Wilson, he's an amazing guy. And then if you can take his platform, I think he has a course on data engineering too. I think he's the best person to reach out or follow for data engineering roles. You can use Beautiful Soup for that, or Power Automate to scrape the data. So I know these two tools: Power Automate for desktop, and then Beautiful Soup package in Python for
And
scraping.
Selenium.
Yeah. The interview prep, interview query.
Yeah, great. Perfect. There was a lot of value packed within an hour. Let's take last couple of few questions if you guys have any more left. Otherwise, we're gonna have a recording posted, and you can follow Sai if you don't already on LinkedIn. Let's. Do you want to share your LinkedIn here too?
Yeah,
He has a lot more value coming in every single day. He posts every day, so keep up with his work.
feel free to send me connection request. I'll be more than happy to accept.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, what are your I'm curious, what are your plans now for your future, near future?
Probably get into data science role, and then after that I haven't planned, but then maybe climb the corporate ladder and then start something of my own if if my visa agrees with me.
Right. But by the way, I was wondering, like, do you think if you would have started from like data science path, would have been like much harder for you, or like, do you ever regret like not starting from like data science right away, or
I mean, I had that regret before starting this job. Like, I wanted to get into data science role before starting this job, but then I got the data analyst role. But then I feel I don't have the regret now because moving up to data scientist role from data analyst role is the best thing that can happen. Because if you don't know how to deal with data, like have to analyze the data, it might be difficult to build a model. So that I thought, okay, it's good that I didn't get that role. Maybe now I know the data analysis, it's easy for me to get into data science role.
I see, I see. Why are you choosing data science over like maybe data engineering or machine learning or ML ops?
Data engineering, I don't have much knowledge on data engineering because my master's was mostly focused on data analysis and data science. And then I didn't
Mm,
spend much time to learn data engineering, to be honest. So, and then ML ops, maybe after becoming a data scientist, that's where I need to go. Machine learning engineer or ML ops or maybe AI engineer, generative AI, LLM, so prompt engineering, all these titles. Maybe a few years down the line, I'll be there, hopefully.
that's amazing. Yeah, and how are you enjoying your corporate life now?
Yeah, it's like the sense of satisfaction you will have after graduating and then facing thousands of rejections. Trust me, like the satisfaction you will have, it's like I can't put it in words. You can sleep peacefully. So when you're pursuing your masters or like learning, make sure to work hard and smart. And then if you're not getting a job, like say for 6 months, 1 year, it's okay. Everything will change. It's just matter of time and one S that will change your life forever, which has like it has changed my life for good. So don't feel sad, don't get into depression. uh, so keep applying, keep trying, and keep networking. One fine day you will get that one yes, and then you'll sleep peacefully. So I did have a lot of sleepless nights and then peaceless nights. So
Thank you for your honesty. I'm sure there's like a lot of, the job search, I think is one of the most stressful things, especially with this job market. Like, how do you think? You must talk with many people. Like, do they compare this year, last year? What did they say? What do you think about the job market?
job market, like on my feed I see a lot of people starting new position every day, and then I see a lot of people getting laid off every day. So I wouldn't say it's getting better, and then there's hiring happening and then there's layoff happening. There's both of these things are happening simultaneously, but then the layoff will get highlighted because it's layoff. But then if you're
Mhm.
starting a new position, it wouldn't go viral. But then if a company, because a person would start working, but then a company would lay off. So the impact of getting laid off is always more than impact of a person starting a new job. So these get highlighted, but then don't take them to heart or like get depressed or like think overthink about it. There's nothing you can do about that. Like even say if something were to happen and then if we were to get to laid off, it's not in our hands. It's not because you're not performing well, it's just because company doesn't have money or like they have some internal issues. There's something better that you'll get with time. Maybe it might take time, but then it will be far better. Maybe since you are earning 100,000 now and then you got laid off, you can use the $100,000 in base and then negotiate for 120. So you got laid off for good. So that's what I see in the people who got laid off, and then they say, I had 20% rise. It's good that I got laid off. So take
So
it in a
I
positive
just
way.
I love your mindset from the get-go. I was wondering like how did you develop this mindset? Like each time when you were presenting, you were saying, "Don't worry about that, worry about what you can control." So how do you keep up with that mindset?
It's just that like it came with a lot of like sleepless nights and hopeless nights. As I mentioned, I had to realize it. Like my parents had, my dad is always like, he's a positive thinker. He never thinks in a negative way. He's always like okay, if not this then that. If it's not in your control, there's nothing you can do. So he always motivates me. and then he come from a very poor family, and then he built his own empire. So he's always positive. So he's my like inspiration, and then my motivation. So even now he'll be like, okay, if this is not working out, it's okay. So if not if this person is not replying to, there'll be someone else replying to you, or like giving that time. So it's not like there are around 7 billion people, if I'm not wrong. So if not this person, there'll be another person from Google referring you. So if someone is ignoring you, it's okay, you'll get a chance to ignore someone. And then there'll be other person replying to you.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so beautiful. You know how important that parents are in like in child's life, and like I'm glad that you choose your father as an inspiration. And thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you that you are keeping inspiring so many other people. And thank you for just like coming in and talking to our community. And I'm hoping to interact with you more. Like this is just the
Sure,
beginning.
sure. Anytime. Always happy to hop in.
Yes, let me know if you're coming to San Francisco once you maybe get a job at Google or something, or even before. We can go for a tour.
Sure, sure.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, we're going to have the recording saved. And thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you, Sai, for coming in and sharing all the wisdom. And we're glad to have you here. Hopefully, you like Discord. Maybe you're going to stay and hang out with us. But yeah.
Sure. Thank you for having me. And then if you guys need anything, feel free to text me on LinkedIn. Yeah, anytime.
Awesome. Oh, by the way, please share the PDF. I didn't get to see it at all.
Okay. Okay. I'll send you.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. All right,
Okay, then
Venkata.
bye. All the best,
Have a good
everyone.
rest of
Stay
your day.
positive.
Let's go. Bye bye.
Bye bye.